Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Creature Corner. I'm your host, Jared Krichevsky. Hey, all my creature pals, all my monster friends. Thanks for coming back, hanging out with us. Very excited to have back the spectral steed to my tarnished. Please welcome Matt Millard.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. Welcome back. You were off last week.
I sure was.
You were off. You were gone.
I went away.
You went away.
I came back, though.
You came back.
Against all odds.
It was a harrowing journey.
Yeah, have you ever read the Epic of Gilgamesh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was actually based off of what I was doing last week.
Wow. No kidding. Wow.
It's I know it's weird how time
like
doesn't really work.
Because that was like
that.
way long ago. And then
it's weird how that happens.
So you did you travel back in time, or did you?
I can't really speak.
You can't talk about it.
Yeah,
not allowed to talk about it.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, that's cool. Well, welcome. Let's get to it. I suppose if you like doing that sort of thing, getting to it. All right, so we're going to be continuing on with folk horror this week. So last time I just did some like grayscale renders of this dude.
That's awesome. That
is gnarly. He's coming along. He's good fun. Goals today are I want some like gold drool coming down the tongue. Cool. Like maybe he like vomits gold or something like that.
I love it. Yeah.
Or you just spews gold, something golden. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But like as for like characters, pretty much done. I might like bend some of the fingers a little bit, make a more like priestly kind of pose. And then I think that's it, man. And like the goal is pretty much just get this guy done so we can move on and do some other fun stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice to like get to do weird stuff because, like, design for film is usually very simple. It's got to be practical to a degree. It's got to be believable, grounded, all that stuff that we hear over and over and over when we're working on something. Like, it's got to be iconic and all this cool stuff. So it's nice for us to get to do something just like utterly weird and bizarre.
Yeah, it's funny how similar our base designs are in the elements. Like we both got the horns.
Let's pull up Matt Millard. Yeah.
Well, this is the beauty render from Photoshop.
Yeah.
I was starting to make a goblet that he's going to be holding.
Oh, see, you had a goblet too.
Yeah. And I have 4 arms as well. Nice little set. I've got 7 fingers on mine.
Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 fingers too.
You got 7 too. Wow.
You got 7 fingers?
Look at us go.
Man, we are the coolest.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he's like a black blood flame shaman or something. There's like some mystical element to the blood, and he's like mixing it up with a weird like tool of some kind.
See, that's awesome.
And we're probably gonna go that way. Maybe we'll paint in like a bunch of well, see, the light's not really there, but it would be cool if there was like some blood just kind of like trickling down his chest and all over everything.
Some black blood shaman stuff.
And maybe he's smoking a cigarette.
Have you thought about like a little hat with like a spinning wheel?
Well, check this out. I was thinking of doing, I don't know if you've seen these, they're all the rage now, but like these quad sunglasses.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's just like
it's like 4 sunglasses. Oh, that's cool.
And they're made specifically for blood shaman too.
Yeah. You have to go to the blood shaman sunglass hut.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Yeah, special section in the mall for the blood shaman.
Well, it's like, it's important.
And I think what I'll do is like find some weird Sumerian images and like surface noise them onto the the little bowl that he's going to be
That's
holding.
super cool. Well, awesome. We have one question already. Is do you know a good book for animal anatomy? Boy, do I! I have a good book for that. It's called The Atlas of Animal Anatomy. We're like ready to go with that question.
Yeah, it's just off the bat. Like,
It
listen,
was like
all business.
Animal anatomy.
All business.
All business. All right,
like
so I'll make my screen big. There we go. So it's this one, Atlas of Animal Anatomy. And if you look up like any animal, anytime you Google animal anatomy, you're going to find cross sections from this book. So this is kind of like the closest like thing we've got to a really thorough animal anatomy book. There's nothing quite like animal, anatomy for sculptors. It'd be awesome to get like an animal anatomy for sculptors. Because it's very hard to find like 3D representations of animal anatomy that aren't like artist interpretations. Now, there are some good, if you're looking at animal anatomy, there are some good artists that you do want to check out. There's like Jung's Anatomy. Is it June's Anatomy? Basically, if you're going to look at like animal anatomy online and you're going to look at someone else's 3D model, you just want to double check and make sure that they know what they're doing, like that they're really good at it. It's like if you're looking at someone else's anatomy, you're kind of going on faith that they know what they're talking about. But yeah, this book is pretty great, so I recommend it. And it's like $15. You can't go wrong with that. It's a nice affordable price. You can get one for your mother.
You can get one for your mother.
You can get one for your mother.
You know what I want for Christmas this year, honey? A nice animal anatomy book.
You never get me any animal anatomy book.
You never get me any zoological gigantic fish. Go get my cigarettes out of my purse.
Let me get my cigarettes. The Great Trochanter is all wrong. They're in the wrong place.
That's good.
How long have we been doing this, Matt? And we're clinically insane?
Oh, yeah. I mean, long enough, apparently.
Long enough. It doesn't take long for the madness to set in.
It's true.
I never see any baboon anatomy. They never give you the baboons. Well, Matt,
hello.
You had mentioned this on our chat, on our private chat.
I don't think that I know what you're talking about.
You mentioned this, and like we all glossed over it.
Okay.
Like nobody like brought it up. And I thought it was important that I bring it up to you.
Right. Yeah.
But you beat Elden Ring?
Oh, I sure did.
You beat it.
I did. 194 hours.
194 hours. What build did you go with? Did you go with like a caster or
what is wrong with me?
Look, man, I mean, we can do whatever the hell we want.
It's
like
true,
if you want to play a video game, existence is pain. So like, why not just play a video game?
It needs to be that way, and people don't understand it.
Yeah,
man. I did basically like I'm really bad at deciding on. I can't even decide what to get at restaurants. So whenever it comes down to like putting stuff into stats, I was like pretty even across the board until a little late in the game, and I became more doing incantations and stuff like that, along with like being. I had a strength, dex, faith, intelligence build. It like doesn't make
all over the map.
It doesn't make any sense.
You know what's funny is that's kind of exactly what I am doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it was a horrible mistake, and I should have been, focusing my stats. But like that's kind of the point of a FromSoft game,
Oh yeah.
is that you just screw it up the first time around, and then the next time you play it, you're still bad because it's very hard.
That is also very true. All of that stuff is true.
I'm 30 hours in now, though.
Awesome,
like that's a
dude.
lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. Great.
So I've got some cool swords now, and
got some swords you like.
I've got some swords I like, and no friends. So it's very cool.
I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Just a little bit of loneliness. Hey, Alex Alvarez.
What's going on, Alex?
Alex, did you play Elden Ring, Alex?
I think people that haven't played it have played it at this point.
Bruce, hey, Gregor is going to join us next week. We're going to do a proper internet test and make sure that everything's up and running. But Gregor will be on next week with us, so stick around for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
Gregor, we're just going to get goofy with Gregor, and it's going to be awesome.
We are temporarily changing the name to Goofy with Gregor.
That's right.
That is what is going to happen. I'm going to talk.
That's pretty much what's going to happen. And
I'm going to make some phone calls.
Your son already finished Elden Ring. That's insane.
10 hours in.
Like,
I remember those days.
Oh, man. When 10 hours was nothing.
When 10 hours was everything.
When 10 hours was...
When 10 hours.
10 hours.
Next week on 10 hours.
Next week on 10 hours, Chris Pratt as Mario. Oh, Matt, you saw Morbius too. Matt goes out and does stuff, and I don't do things. I don't go anywhere or do things.
Yeah, that actually is true.
It's true. I don't go anywhere or interact with humans.
Oh no, I mean I was saying it's true that I did see that movie.
Oh, you did see that movie. You saw Morbius.
Right, correct. And there you have it.
That's pretty cool. All right. You heard it here. You heard it here first. Matt saw Morbius.
He has seen it. Yeah, man.
He saw it.
Man, it's just one of those things that...
I've been told that it's a movie.
It is easily a film. I can tell you that for sure.
I don't know if I like those.
There we go. There it is. Goodbye, ZBrush.
Goodbye, everybody. It's funny. You saw that, and guess what I watched today? Untold.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
That one?
Yes. I watched that. While I was at Gnomon.
I think I saw that in theaters.
What'd you think?
I don't know. I just make it up now. Like my brain, I watch a movie and I'm like, my brain's like, yeah, you saw that in theaters.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think? It's fun, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I liked it then, and I liked it now. I've just been thinking on how it's a shame that the dark universe never took off with the Tom Cruise's Mummy comes out, hugely lambasted, and the movie is fine, right? But it gets just shredded apart by people.
Shredded to pieces.
It got shredded beef, and we never got our World of Gods and Monsters. They've had Russell Crowe come in, and he says this awesome line. He's like, "It's a world of God and monsters," and then I was like, "Sweet, Gods and Monsters, I'm in."
Yeah, I mean,
and
everybody
never heard from it again.
Everybody made fun of me whenever I said that I had a fun time whenever I watched that Mummy movie. They're like, "Oh, ha, ha."
Oh, yeah.
You're so dumb and not smart. And I was like, well, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, hurtful stuff.
Really, like, went after you.
Yeah, gonna crash this one more time. There you go.
What happened? What did you do?
You know, I'm just trying to hang out.
I'm just trying to hang out and have a good time with friends.
Yeah, I will abandon that idea. Yeah, Morbius though. I did see Morbius.
You did see Morbius. It stars
And-
Jared Leto as Dr. Michael Morbius.
Yes. And what I will say about the movie is that like the first 15 minutes are pretty cool.
Like just counting minutes, you're like, okay, 1 minute, that's cool. 5 minutes, these 5 minutes are great.
This is just an exercise.
But how is the movie?
Yeah, man, it's I don't know. The whole thing is kind of all uninteresting. I read the article on Slash Film. They're like, here are the things that are really good about Morbius and the stuff that isn't so good. And I disagreed with everything that they thought was good. I was like, man, yeah, you know, just I mean, the editing was terrible.
Really?
You could,
to where it's like noticeable.
Well, like you're just hopping around, like especially early on. It seems like a lot of things kind of got left on the cutting room floor for sure.
Weird.
You know, the villain in the first 10 minutes, you already know who the villain is, and it's like some guy. His name's Tim or Steve.
Oh yeah. He's like a banker.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he is a banker. You know, and it's, I mean, Jared Leto. The scenes where he's like, oh, is this the part where the strange guy in the hoodie comes in and sings a 30 Seconds to Mars song or whatever? And it's like, dude, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't work really.
I wonder if Morbius would have done better had it been released like around Halloween time, or just not after the Batman. You know what I mean? Because we just had the Batman, and Batman was like exceptional.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that, you know, if it had opened in the same like couple of weeks or something, I just don't know if there's any saving.
It's just a bad movie, is what you're saying, and
it's just all it is beckoning for a sequel. It's just like, hey, we have to get this out of the way so that
we have to do this so we can do the.
And that's, you know, again, that's my personal opinion. That is my personal opinion. I love Spider-Man comics, love Marvel, love all that stuff. It all felt just a little weird, a little dumb. Little weird, little dumb.
Just like it just never gels together. It doesn't feel like a comic book movie, or
I don't know. It's hard to explain because the foundation of it is kind of lackluster, you know, like the storytelling, the some of the cinematography is really cool. Some of the effects are really cool and stuff, but you don't find yourself really attached to any character or caring about any character, you know? And I don't know, man. It seems like some sort of CBS TV show or something.
A CBS TV show.
And that's, again, just my personal opinion.
No, that's, you know, we are paid film reviewers as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hey, Arsalan. Thanks, man. Big fan of Mechagodzilla. I happen to like Mechagodzilla as well. Let's see. Hello, I want to ask someone that never sculpted before, what would be a good approach to get started? To get started digitally sculpting is just start.
You just dive in.
Just go in and dive in. And make some mistakes. Just like my philosophy when I dive into a new program is just to like kind of poke around a little bit and be like, what's this do? What's that do? What's this do? And like kind of break everything.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of like have a feel for the navigation, how stuff works, start making stuff. Like even if like start with the head. If you can sculpt the head, you know, that's a great place to start. Matt, what was your first digital sculpt?
My first digital sculpt. Oh yeah, man, I remember. It was a lizard man.
It was a lizard. Shock.
You probably could have guessed that. Yeah, it was a lizard man, and then my second one was the Punisher.
Oh, you sculpted. You went right for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's rad, dude.
That was my first ZBrush digital thing for sure.
That's awesome.
Besides polymodeling like pistols for Half-Life games whenever I was super young.
Do you remember? I got a question in there somewhere. Do you remember do you remember what version of ZBrush you were on?
Oh no way, man! It was some illegal version like 10 years ago or however long. Yeah, I have no idea. There was no Dynamesh for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. Way too long.
I remember because it was ZBrush 2.
Nice.
ZBrush 2. There was no Dynamesh, no nothing. It was only 2.5D sculpting. So that was the earliest days of ZBrush. Not the earliest, because not that old, but it was there was no, like, if you wanted to sculpt a character, you had to sculpt like a head, and then you had to sculpt the body, and then you had to kind of like put them in place.
Yeah.
With 2.5D, and then you had to like do a render just to see them all together. And I sculpted like some dude in some spiky armor.
Sounds awesome.
I mean, like, actually, it was okay. You know, I wish I still had that image, because I'd love to like recreate that today. But
yeah, I'll have to. I've got the image somewhere. I'll have to look for it.
But that's also what I would say is, if you're new to digital sculpting, like save all your progress over the years. Like create a file and save your progress, because there's nothing like coming back after a few years and like looking at the work that you did and then being like, oh shoot, I came a long way.
Glow up.
It's a very cool feeling, looking at your work and being like, wow, you can see the growth.
You can see the growth on.
You can see the growth on your face. It's a large pustule.
It's a large pustule.
He's got Schmittenson's.
He's got Schmittenson's disease.
He's got Schmittenson's. I'm sorry. Yeah. Good friends don't let friends get Schmittenson's.
Yeah, it's completely avoidable, guys.
You and your friends, you don't have to go out and get Schmittenson's.
You don't have to, but
you don't have to get it.
They feel the need to do it, and it's scary.
Yeah, it can be scary if someone you has got Schmittenson's.
If you or someone you know.
If you or someone you know.
Schmittenson's.
Someone in your family. Yes, sculpting 3D.
Sculpting time.
Sculpting time.
I'm really sorry that I did that.
That song is what, 96? I want to say. I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to come down with Schmittensons.
I don't want to succumb to the world of Schmittensons.
Not the world I want to live in.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
Your Honor, the man clearly is innocent. He has Schmittensons.
He was born with Schmittensons, Your Honor.
Big bubbly Schmittensons. Let's see.
There we go.
So Matt, what should we do next week? Like, we're going to finish these guys up.
I want to do, you know, I don't know why I thought of this. Whenever I type "holy crap" in a text message, sometimes it autocorrects to "holy crab."
Holy crab! You want to do like a priestly
like
crab?
Maybe there's there's some puns in there, that some sort of fun puns that can inspire some creativity.
Like the Church of the Holy Crab.
Well, I mean, that's just the holy crab is the holy crab.
He's the holiest crab.
Then maybe there's like
so is there like a deacon crab or like a
no, that's it. Like that's the crab.
That is just
you think of you try and find a pun with some other creature like holy crab.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like holy shiitake mushrooms or something.
Okay.
Well, see, holy crab and holy shiitake. You see what I'm saying?
You want to do a pun sculpt?
Yeah, a fun pun.
A fun pun.
Yeah. Right. We can also do something absolutely disgusting and horrifying as well.
I mean, it's true.
I could do
that. Maybe it's a crab, but it's not like it's a crab. It's crab-like or crab-related.
Maybe.
See, Alex is talking about the crabs in Elden Ring, and I just run away from them.
Man, those and the lobster. Well, see,
the lobsters. No, the lobsters are.
He hasn't met the lobsters yet. If he's only 10 hours in, I love how everything is just big scary animals.
The dogs.
I love it.
Are some of my favorite. It's just like it's a dog, and you're like terrified of it.
It's a good time. Incredible game.
Very good game.
I wouldn't know. I didn't spend any time playing it.
You're gonna play it one day.
Yeah. That was a lot of time.
It's hard to play when you have Schmittensons.
It really is, and that's why I refrain from doing certain activities that allow for Schmittensons to happen.
Unfortunate. You have to, it's a little weird when they start marketing drugs to you, and they're like, "Do you have Schmittensons?"
And you're like, "Have you been talking to my doctor? Like, what's?"
Yeah, it's so weird.
What's the deal here?
It's like Schmittensons only affects 0.001% of the population. Matt.
Yeah, I guess that's me.
Great. Oh. Darn you, Schmittensons.
Damn you.
Darn you, Schmittensons. Yeah.
Such pain. It's true. They will murder your ass.
They will. They're horrible. I have not tried to actually kill a crab yet. I'm personally having a heck of a time trying to deal with the Erd Tree avatars.
Yeah, those things are gnarly, dude.
Those things are so gnarly.
I like them.
I like them too. I like their design. I like everything about it. I like the game too.
I like the game.
I like
too.
the game.
I enjoy said game.
Matt, I have a question for you. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know if it's offensive. But I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think Bloodborne Elden Ring would work as a movie?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Would it work as a movie?
Oh, you mean just like the idea, like
The
like
idea. Would
I
it
thought
be?
you were talking about if Bloodborne and Elden Ring were combined into a single film.
Oh, into a single? No. That would,
But the answer to all three of those scenarios is yes.
if they were combined together,
Yeah, or
one single
or
movie.
not. I've got faith.
I think it would. I don't know. Lately, I've been thinking Bloodborne would work as a movie.
Oh yeah, dude. Of course. It's
If
that
you,
awesome Lovecraftian goodness.
I was thinking about like if it has a little bit of the Van Helsing aesthetic. Like I think you have to just throw us in the world.
Yeah,
Just
and they
throw us in
definitely
the world and like don't explain it. Don't tell us what's going on. Just like throw us in the world, throw us with the character, and then just toss a bunch of monsters and horrific stuff at us.
toss a coin to your Witcher.
The Witcher. Great movie. Great movie, The Witcher.
Yeah, The Witcher was a fantastic movie.
A fantastic movie.
And it's a movie is the
And it's
best
a
part.
movie.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
best part.
Because you only watch it like a movie.
Yeah.
I binged that whole series very quickly.
It's a movie.
It's
That's
an important movie.
That's all that matters right now. And
That it's a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Bloodborne would also work as an anime.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be so sick.
It'd be like Vampire Hunter D.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which you can tell is an influence on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know. And I'd like to think the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing was also an influence. Mike's Monsters, welcome, buddy. We're doing some folk horror.
Folk horror.
Folk horror.
Folk horror.
Folk horror.
Folk horror.
Folk horror. Question is what are our thoughts or expectation on the new Witcher game?
Oh yeah, they're upgrading. They are putting Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
That's crazy.
That's like next level, dude.
Because he's a human. Like, how are you going to fit him in there? I don't think he can fit on a little CD like that.
Well, I mean, some of the CDs, like the laser discs, those were pretty big.
That's pretty big. He's a big dude, though. That's going to take like all the megabits of RAM.
You might be able to fit him on a laser disc.
I have not played the Witcher games.
I actually did not. Yeah, I didn't get into the Witcher games. I haven't. Not a huge.
You're not a big gamer.
I just I shoot things, I fight things, I like scary things. Elden Ring's the first game I've put like this much time into for sure. But my buddies play the Witcher games and they love them. They're way excited.
I quit every game I play. So like I buy a game and then I play it for like 30 minutes and I quit and I never pick it up again. And I'm partially, I think it's just this games are so big now that I have trouble finishing them all because it's like, man, they want you to keep going for 100 plus 200 hours.
Yeah.
Or more. And I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Time for that. Witcher 3, is that already out?
Yeah.
I don't know how many there are. I liked the show, knowing nothing about the game or the lore or Henry Cavill. I don't know the character he was playing, but I like when he grunts and he swears.
And those are the best parts.
That's
Absolutely.
the best part. That's my favorite part. Matt, I've been trying your sculpting smoke technique.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun, right?
Super rad. Oh, and I forgot. I have a cool cloth trick to show you.
Oh, cool.
So when you're ready for that, we'll go through that.
Yeah, Alex, I have not played those games. I am a terrible person.
Matt played a video game once and he hated it.
That is true. Now, anytime they come out with a new Resident Evil game, that's whenever I'm like, let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
It's time.
He says, shame.
Pong. Yes, I play Pong on my phone. I play Pong with my phone. That's why I break all my phones. Oh. Oh, no. Let's see. I was trying to see if I had some candles.
You've got a candle. I've seen one of your candles.
No, I've got some candles.
I had one of your candles one time.
It's a good candle.
Solid candle. I do remember it.
Solid candle, 10 out of 10. Wood candle.
And then they were like, hey, lose the candle. And I was like, well, still a good candle.
They made Look a big deal out of that candle.
They made a big deal. Look at that candle.
I got a little candle here.
Mm-hmm. It's incredible. It's incandable.
It's incandable.
Incandable.
This man candles.
This man gets down with the candles.
This man knows how to candle.
Your Honor, he candled himself to death.
Can't talk about this man and his candles. So I figure we'll model for like 20 more minutes and then start getting the rendies in.
Going to Rend.
Going to Rendo. Going to Rendertown.
Renderton, USA.
What else is going on? Oh, Unreal 5 is officially released.
Oh, nice.
So, you know how I feel about render engines.
The man loves render engines. It's about turbine turbs.
It's a bunch of turf and turf.
Surf and turf.
Surf and turf. That's what's so unfair about crabs and lobsters, They're functionally immortal, but they're delicious.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay.
You don't like crab?
See, I like how you didn't open up with lobster. I like how you didn't open up with this, because everybody is going to like crab, right? Crab is good.
Well, yeah, crab. Yeah, of course.
Not a lot. I'm just not a lobster guy.
Not a lobster guy.
Yeah.
But it's
by not a lobster guy, I mean I just hate lobsters.
You just hate them.
I just don't want to eat them. It's
because of what they did to your family all those years ago.
Prison food.
Prison food. Yeah, remember when all those crabs attacked your home?
The Great Crab Invasion.
Oh man.
Of 1989.
When they had a crab party.
I was merely 2 years old when
I
the
was
crabs took my family.
crabs took my family, and I'll never get them back.
For the love of God, Your Honor.
You had to live among them
To learn about
to
them.
learn about their culture, and then you ended up falling in love with one of the crab people.
You know, I don't like to talk about it because it is
Raised
still a
family.
sore subject, but it's true.
Raised a family. Tell your story, Matt. Tell your story to us about your time with the crab people.
Your crab. They're
Crab.
all crabs. They're all crabs.
They're all crabs. It's like the Statue of Liberty, but it's a crab. It's like a crab lady.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
Yep, sure. You know.
Got it. I got the reference now.
Yeah, okay. All right. I had just watched
You just watched Planet of the Apes?
I did. Remember I told you that? I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Tim Burton one. And actually, I think it's aged better than when it first came out. There's something like there's something about all the makeups, and it's just like it's kind of delightfully weird now.
Mm.
Because we've already had like our super serious Planet of the Apes, right?
Right.
We already did that. This is something different. You know, it's like, what if people, you know, were apes?
It's different. Now,
It's different.
Was James Franco in that one?
No, that was Mark Wahlberg.
No, James Franco is in one of them, right?
Is he?
Yeah,
no,
like,
he is. He is. That's
he's
the
like,
that's
like
the Planet of the Apes. The
dawn of the beginning of the
it's the dawn
origin
of the
of the.
It's the dawn of the Planet of the Apes of the beginning.
Okay.
And
I like that.
And I like that.
And I like it.
Yeah, man. I would say that had James Franco in it. And we liked that one, didn't we?
I don't remember not liking any of them, but
well, the third one is great, and the second one is good.
Oh, like the new ones?
Yeah.
Oh man, those movies were awesome, dude.
Yeah, they shred.
Yeah, they were awesome. VFX were incredible.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I remember seeing that for the first time, and I was like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Like, oh my god.
Julie.
How did they train all these apes? So you work at Pixar? Is that what you do?
Yeah. Oh, you do animation.
You know, I just saw a Pixar movie, and I thought that's what Matt does.
That's where he is. He's doing that right now.
He is in the movie.
He's in the movie.
So you do that? You draw all of that?
Yeah, did you draw that?
Did you draw that? You know, that's funny because I have a logo that I need.
Oh man, my band needs album artwork tomorrow. Can you design our shirt?
Hey man, you give me a corporate logo, something flashy, and
like, it's just some letters and a circle.
It's like really quick. It's not a big deal, but like I need it like now.
What's okay, so we got candles on top of the candle mandible there.
The candle. Oh yeah. I thought it would be fun to put some candles. And
candibles.
Yeah. Candles I thought would be fun. Just a nice way to break it up. Just weird. It's weird. What you got? You got 7 fingers. Oh, let's see. So, Osama's got a question: is how long did it take you to learn the software? It's like, a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. Like you can, I think you can learn the software in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
If you just like really sit down and be like, what's this? What's that? Watch like every Michael Pavlovich video.
Dude's insane.
It takes, like, once you figure out how to navigate, I would say is the hard part that students have a lot of problems. Example is like just zooming in, which is the alt tapping. This alone takes people a little while to get used to. It's like zooming in and tumbling around. And once you get used to tumbling around something, then you can, everything else is a little bit easier. But then sculpting that's forever. That's like a lifetime of knowledge to learn.
Right.
I would say it took me 2 years after Gnomon to get good to where I felt like I was confident. And that's, working every day, all day, to practice. So it does take time to like get good. No matter what you want to do, doesn't matter. And then your other questions were, how do you idealize your design? Where do you get your reference? And how do you improve your imagination? There's a lot of questions. So we'll kind of dig at that like one by one. How do we come up with our designs, what we're doing now? Matt and I just kind of we'll take a prompt and we'll just kind of like joke around and figure out what the hell we want to do.
Yeah.
So in this case, I wanted to do folk horror because I was thinking like Robert Eggers or stuff like that. And so that was that. Pretty basic. We were just like, hey, let's do folk horror this time. So pick a theme, something that you like doing. Like neither of us are going to sculpt My Little Pony.
Right.
As much as that is like begged.
But we could.
We could.
We could be like really into it. You never know.
We could.
But we could.
Oh.
Like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I'll sculpt a little pony, dude. And it'll be mine.
I will do it, dude. And then, okay, so how do we come up with our idea? Part of it is Matt and I have been doing this for quite a while. So once you get to a space, you can just kind of picture an idea of what you want in your mind, in your mind's eye, and then let happy accidents happen. So don't try to control it. Let it kind of formulate. So the picture in your mind is kind of you're looking at something through the haze, and as you get closer and closer, it gets more clear to you.
Yeah, and you're really you're just being very loose and kind of courageous with some of your strokes and ideas. You're just like throwing paint at the canvas. You're like, is any of this working? Right? Like, I have this idea. I need to hurry up before I lose interest in this idea and like slam some stuff down and see like, okay, yeah. Just like you're saying, happy accidents.
Happy accidents. Just like let it happen. And then, over time you develop your instincts and you kind of learn to listen to that, because a lot of it is just intuitive. It's like intuitive creativity. So I'm not what they call a planner. Like I'm not like about to come up with like 100 thumbnail sketches. I just like to just go.
Same. Yeah.
I'm there are artists out there who are great planners and they really come up with all that stuff. I like to just wing it. So I like to wing it. Matt's a wing it kind of guy.
I'm a wing it.
Where do we get our reference? The answer is the internet.
Absolutely true. I can actually agree with you on that one.
I can attest to that. That we do go to the internet.
It's real. It's a real place.
It's so crazy because like for so long nobody's told us it was real, and then you just have to go and you're like, what is this?
What is happening?
What is happening? So we do like to go to the internet.
We do like to go to the internet.
You go to the internet sometimes. But in truth, you have to scour everywhere. Scour the internet. I get references from Imager, Reddit, Twitter, Flickr, Netflix, Mike's Pawnshop.com.
Yeah. Pawn Shop has a great selection of VHS tapes.
Oh man. But you just have to like be curious and go, look everywhere, because the internet is a big place. So my reference that I've collected, my reference folders are massive. So those have taken, that's taken me years to collect, all the references. And Mike makes a great point, which is, don't be afraid to mess up and fail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do that, and you gotta get over the perfectionist stuff. There's a time and place for perfectionism, but when you're just trying to make something and kind of like just do it, do it. No one's gonna stop you. No one's gonna stop you.
Open the trunk, Candyman.
See the truth. Be the truth.
Gatorade.
Moose Boost. Get yourself a refreshing Moose Boost.
Get the boost of the moose.
Feel the moose. Feel the boost.
Get the moose out of your boost.
Like your ideas come from your references, your own personal experience, what you like if you're familiar with Chinese culture, you're going to have that, that background, and that's going to pepper everything that you do. Like everything's going to be through that lens. Matt and I are horror buffs. So like all of our, our references come from movies and games and,
right.
Pretty much just pop culture nonsense.
Yeah. And we're also just, not stupid isn't the word, but
we are, look, no one was going to hire me based on my grades.
Right. That's true. I don't even know how I made it through any school.
Any scholastic, anything. What's funny is you're smart enough to get by, but applying yourself in that way just was boring to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It wasn't interesting. And now it's funny because all that knowledge, it's so sad because all that is so much more interesting to me now than it was when I was in school.
Well, the things that I excelled in school were science and biology and zoology and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Just the science of things. I always loved that stuff. I never really cared to memorize what date, that whatever war happened, right?
Yeah.
I never cared about that stuff.
you know, it took me a while to learn that you have to, like, curiosity as a skill is a skill set by itself. Like, you have to learn how to make yourself curious about something in
Right.
order to learn about it.
And now, like in this field, especially with production work and look development and everything, like you get to research all that stuff, and especially in
Yeah,
like creature design, you get to like look up anatomy. You got to understand like how it works. You're finding new things all of the time. You
all
know.
the time. Now it's like it's exciting for me when I get to like learn a fact and like apply it to a piece of to a creature, right? Like to a
Right.
creature. Yeah, it's really funny. Like now, I'm probably would be a much better student today than I would be when I was growing up. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
part of that is not connecting to a lot of teachers who aren't like necessarily there to teach. It's
Yeah.
but when you have a great teacher, man, that can change your whole world. But it's hard for teachers to teach when you're like a number in a class, and
And you're getting paid less than $35,000
exactly. No one's put in their best work in, so it's it's very, very hard. Like I was not a great student, and fun story here is oh, thanks, Lamarcus. Thanks for
Lamarcus.
Congrats
Hey,
to
man.
you, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, man. Good luck. It's awesome.
Yeah, proud of you, dude. Yeah, man. Fun story is my SATs. The truck carrying my SATs, mine and two other schools, crashed and burned
Oh
on
wow.
the way to deliver all our tests. So we went, we took the SATs, the whole SATs, and the truck carrying our scores crashed and caught fire and burned all of our tests.
I mean, that's terrible.
And that was like the first time I studied, like really studied for something. And then, I was taught, oh, none of it mattered. And so the next time I took the SATs, just bombed it.
What was your score?
Oh, I don't. It was bad, dude. It was way bad.
Yeah, I think I scored like I can't remember. It was like a 21, and then I redid it and got like an 18.
Okay, so you had the ACTs.
Oh yeah, what are you talking about? SATs?
I had the SATs.
See, that already proves that you're smarter than me because you know that they're different.
There's a difference there, and yeah, they were. It was awful. So I was not a great student. But what's funny is like now I think back to all the the stuff my dad was teaching me, all the horrible things my dad taught me, and that actually has been more useful to me in my career as a creature creator.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My dad was teaching me about neurofibromatosis, as a kid.
That's awesome.
It's rad. He had that morbid curiosity, and he passed that on.
You sure did.
Sure did. Matt knows.
I definitely know.
Matt knows the monstrosity.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Some of the last things you ever want to see in your life before coffee.
Make it sound like first thing in the morning. Yeah, let's look at some gore, baby.
Well,
I don't think it was like the first thing.
I mean, you were there before everyone else, and I was always the second person there, and I'd be like, Jesus, bro. What's going on in here?
A couple of desiccated skeletons, don't mind me. Get your coffee, buddy. Matt would come in with his Starbucks and his little sandwich, and you would take a bite of your sandwich. And then you would leave it there for the rest of the day. You would take one bite.
Yeah.
And you would leave it there for the rest of the day. And then you would take another bite at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'd hit it in the microwave around 4 or 5 o'clock, and Sometimes you just got to get down like that.
You gotta get the moose. Gotta get the moose.
Gotta get the moose.
So I think there's comment about perfectionism and abandoning projects when they don't go the right way. I'd love to say like, don't do that, but I've totally done that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's why I think speed is very important when moving forward. Like kind of if you move with purpose, it keeps you from getting bored or becoming perfectionist. So my advice, what I like to do is just move really fast. It's just this is partially like in a work environment we know about, we have a deadline you have a deadline. Sometimes you have a very short amount of time to finish something. So moving with purpose prevents you from getting stuck or getting fixated. So everything kind of ends up getting the same level of detail as well. No need to like deep dive in on like minute poor level detail because nobody's going to see it.
Yeah,
you learn to do it.
It's that stuff comes at just like a different time too. Like you are never doing that stuff in concept art. That's for sure.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't sculpt the back of a creature.
Right.
Most of the time I'm just like I'm here for the head, the 3/4, and then a full body. And then if they approve the front and they say like, what's the back look like? Here you go. Then we work on the back. So every situation is different, of course, but you just have to, it's nice knowing that a deadline's coming because it forces you to focus. So give yourself a deadline. Be like, I'm going to be done with this at blah. Let's see. But yeah, perfectionism. There are times when perfectionism can be good. When you turn on that eye and that need for to really observe and be, have perfectionism. That can be good. So that's definitely useful. Let's see. Would you be able to talk about day rates much at all? No idea what I should be charging for commissions. For commissions, that's I don't know, because that's so different. It kind of depends on what your commissions are like. You might want to come up with some different scales for commissions. Personally, I don't do commissions on that level. For various reasons. So for me, it's client work. Is how I kind of do everything. Highly detailed sculptures. Then I would say, then I would say you should be charging what you would charge a studio for. So your maybe commission freelance contracts. Okay. All right. It's as a junior artist, the kind of going rate was $25 an hour. I think that should be probably $30 an hour now with inflation and everything.
Right.
A senior artist can make $85 an hour or more. If you are a very highly in demand artist, you need to up your rate to compensate for the demand on your time and skill. Basically, I look at it like this: the more demanding the client, the higher the rate.
Absolutely.
If you're getting into it with a client who's very demanding and wants a lot out of you, then you have to charge an appropriate rate because they need to know that it's a mutual agreement. So sometimes with clients, there are clients that I have that give me a lot of work that I charge them a lower rate. So not my top rate. but I give them a lower rate because they give me a lot of work. And if the work is consistent, it kind of averages out. And then if they're a relaxed client, which is the example is like relaxed client, passable rate, higher than, your rate should always be going up every year, by the way.
Yeah, for
every
sure.
year your rate should be going up
by at least, because I
want to say like
$700 an hour every year.
Yeah.
You're pushing it up there.
Yeah. You should be reasonably affordable. So that it's up to every artist about like how they feel about it. My highest rate is like 85 to 95 an hour. It depends on the client. It really does, and the level of work.
Yeah, it depends on the client and the actual job itself, right?
Yeah.
Some jobs are very, very, very tedious, especially in production. So that's why you see guys that are grooming artists and FX artists. They're going to be making more than your modelers, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so since I'm a generalist, sometimes I'll take different jobs on, and I'm like, yeah, dude, if I'm doing this for like 10 hours a day and it's just small increments of progress, it's a lot of heavy lifting, so
if you're doing like that heavy duty character production work, which is like topo, UVs, that stuff takes hours and hours of your life. So you best command a high rate for that. But if you're a technical artist or like a simulation artist, I can't really say for their rates, but I would be much higher, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Modelers, there's a lot of us, and everybody wants to model because it's awesome. Making stuff is awesome.
It is very fun.
So I don't know. I would have to speak with some technical artists and get like a vibe of what their rates are.
Yeah, and it also does come down to the quality of work.
Yeah.
Like
you have to be able to execute.
Like can you execute?
Yeah,
can you execute $85 an hour's like worth of work? Like, can you do that? Or,
and when you're charging a high rate too, you feel it. You feel
big
it
time.
because your time is much more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're charging a very high rate, your return on that investment better be high. So yeah, you'll know when that when your
client will let you know for sure.
Yeah.
They'll put the pressure on.
They will squeeze every dollar you're worth, and they should. I mean, in a healthy way, not in a unhealthy way.
Absolutely.
There are absolutely limits about I'm not making my rate enough high enough if I'm going to be dealing with this abuse.
That is something to think about.
That's another thing to consider. But like mostly, you end up finding clients that really work well with you, and your style. They get to know you. You get to know them. You build trust. The hardest part in the beginning of any client relationship is trust building.
Yeah, like delivering the first couple of pieces, they're just like waiting. They're like, "Is this guy even like?"
Yeah. We've talked about it before, like that nervousness kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there is that nervousness that happens because you're building a relationship, and art is kind of like mercurial. I think like people, there's a mystery behind it, the making of it. So they're like, is this guy crazy? Does he only work the hours of like 4 to 5 a.m. and he, question about do you do 50% up front or things like that? I think like 50 up front and 50 on delivery. I don't like to work with set budgets personally. I've never had a good situation where I've worked with the set budget, and because you will always go over set budget.
Yeah.
So I don't like to do that. I don't like to dictate budget, because it always becomes that that, and they're like, so how long will this take you? And I'm like, well, what's your budget, baby? And then you fire off, and it's a question. So I don't like to do that. My rate is purely hourly, and that's how I keep it. That's it. I will fill out a time card, and I will give you my box rental rate, and then that's it. But I like to keep it strictly hourly, and I log my hours, and that's what I do. So the hours that I'm working, and that's it. Every artist is different, and you find something that works for you. I think if you're just building a relationship with somebody, a client relationship, 50 up front is fine, but that means you have to know your budget beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time they'll be like, hey, we've got 4 weeks to pull this off. Can you do it for X amount of money? And you're usually, I mean, in my experience anyways, if it's a repeat client, I'm never going to ask for money up front. Like if we have
because you've got that trust there.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you've got some new guy, especially some of the jobs going around now, the crypto stuff and everything, you're like, are these guys real? Did they even
are they going to pay me real money?
Like,
yeah.
you
have to be extra cautious.
Yeah, you really do.
I that's what I'm thinking, is like just reading some of your comments. I never know how much time to spend on a test piece. I would never do a test piece.
Test piece.
Yeah, never do a test.
Now I know that is for some reason kind of like popular in the gaming industry.
Games, you'll experience it.
No test pieces. Do you like my portfolio? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't do a test piece for any of my money, because it's not worth the time. Like the time taking building a test, you could have been working on your own work and improving that skill set anyway.
Yeah, and like not to mention depending on,
and a lot of times they don't want you to show your test, to other people. So I don't like the idea of it. I wouldn't recommend it.
And there's also always the worry of like, okay, well, are you just going to take this idea and use it for your project?
Yeah, exactly. They're just trying to get free work out of you. And for games, like even in games, it never made sense to me. Like look at my work. Like, what are you doing? Like, you looked for my work, you saw my resume, this is what I'm, here I am.
In parentheses, rock you like a hurricane.
So yeah, it's every situation is different, but I would consult other people as well. If you're doing like miniatures or something like that, it comes down to like how you feel you can execute something. My general rule of thumb is take the time you think it's going to take and triple it. That's usually a good measure, and then I would even triple it again after that. So if you think something's going to take like a week, just say 2 weeks.
Yeah, because ultimately, like, client's going to be throwing you some curveballs, and you're going to be like, oh,
yeah,
well, that's like
you have to build
more work than
you have to build in time for that. Like there's that kind of like that meme adage of like $50,000 client, yeah, money's here, by $500 client, like this has got to be my essence, there's truth to that, in that experience. So every situation is going to be a little different. Just trying to get something rendered here. But yeah, I mean, like every situation is different, and you just got to be, try it once and see how it works. If you feel like what you're doing isn't working and keeps happening to you, I would definitely change your strategy up. But from my experience, having gone through that, that's why I don't. So I only charge hourly now. And I say, well, if they're like, how long would this take? And I'm like, well,
that's
what it would normally take. And then I'll let them figure out what they have in the budget. That's not my job.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if they want to pay you, they'll pay you.
Yeah. If they're paying your rate, and most of the time they will not blink. If you give it, sometimes if you give them a higher rate than you think, then you might not get any pushback on it. That's always my favorite, by the way, is when you give them a higher rate and they're like, well, they took my rate.
They're like, yeah, okay, sounds great. And you're like, well, thank God. Also, probably could have asked for more. Every time.
Yeah, every time you'll be like, oh, I should have asked for more.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be, it's a little bit gutsy, I guess. But then there's also box rentals too. Don't forget about your box rental, which is your inventory of everything that you got on your machine.
Mm-hmm.
For example, your machine, your computer costs XXX amount of dollars. Your software costs XXX amount of dollars. Right? All that stuff adds up.
It's very expensive.
What's called your box rental. And this is like, in a way, it's also letting the client know, like, here's all the stuff you don't have to buy.
Yeah.
With this. It's fun when it's fun when you get the candles in there. Candles are always like pleasing in CGI.
Yeah, I need to get some. Maybe he'll be holding a candle. Yeah, maybe my guy will be holding it. I just had an idea.
Matt, do you have any candles?
I don't, but you have a very nice candle.
I spent all my time modeling a candle, and I should have been rendering.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him a weird staff.
Oh, weird staffs are cool.
Yeah, give him a.
You should put like a baby on it. Like
just an entire human baby.
Just one large T-posed baby.
What do we got in here? Anything? Doing this from scratch? All right, that's fine. Who cares? Sometimes I'll look. Sometimes if I haven't found anything in like literally 30 seconds, I'm like, whatever, I'll make it. Like, I don't care.
Not me, man. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I know I have it in there. I know it's there. There we go.
Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate this bad boy over here.
You duping?
I'm going to dupage.
You gonna dupe?
Where's the?
You get or duping gets you Schmittensons.
No, Schmittensons is not a laughing matter, and I can hear you starting to laugh. People need it's Schmittensons Awareness Month, man.
Schmittensons Awareness Month.
Can't be doing this anymore. With every new version of ZBrush, they always change like one or two
hotkeys, right?
And it makes me want to rob a bank.
I know they're doing it because they're adding brushes in, but like, man,
it's like you should change the hotkey for the new brush. Like that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, don't change the ones that, like, that's muscle memory. That's been built in.
Yeah.
Don't change it.
Like, what is spiral even? J. SJ. For the love of God.
What is?
Spot
Because they
the spiral,
changed
bro.
Snake Hook. And
Yeah, dude, and that one drove me insane.
That one hurt really bad.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings on a personal, very personal level.
I was cursing after that one.
Many curse words.
Many large cursory words.
Many large cursory words. Love me some spiral brush though. It's just a fun.
Spiral is always just very pleasing.
It's a fun thing. Schmittenson's disease.
He's got the Schmittensons.
Got a bad case of the Schmitz.
Schmitz every morning.
Schmitz every morning, Your Honor.
Too much moose boost.
You'll be schmitten for hours.
Schmitten. He was schmitten for that kitten.
What are you listening to over there?
We've got DMCA free horror beats.
Free horror beats.
So big stuff, man.
Zazzy beats.
Nothing but the best for my man.
Simply the best.
Like near. Schmittensons.
Schmartin Farmals.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the man. The man who had Schmittensons.
You want to know about the man? I'll tell you about the man.
I'll tell you about the man. He had glasses.
The man had glasses and was born with Schmittensons. Couldn't trust him.
Couldn't trust him.
Couldn't trust him.
He's a wheeler and a dealer. I'm just like, I'm putting on textures with no rhyme or reason. Like nothing has to make sense.
I remember, I think about this all the time. Just this little memory of working at Aaron Sims all those years ago. You went through a phase, you would just be like kicking stuff out like in an hour or two, and you'd be like, yeah, man, I just grab this alpha and just like render out a pass, paint it in, be like, cool, whatever. We're going now, boys. You know, like it's just how it was. Sometimes you have those really, really fast turnaround gigs, and it's like, well,
oh man, you'd get hit with the turnaround that was like, hey, we got, half a day.
Yeah, can you do this by the end of the day? And you're like, dude, it's 3:00.
Yeah, it's 3:00. We need this end of the day plus options, and you're like, what?
What is happening right now?
You're like, excuse me, what we say? What? Huh? But like doing that stuff, like you're forged in the fire. Like everything after that feels like an eternity.
Yeah,
it
like, really does.
Now when you work on something, you're like, I got 2 hours left. This is.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would do that again. Like working under tight deadlines. Sometimes you don't get a choice. Your deadline is your deadline, and they're like, hey, we have a meeting. They hit you with stuff like, hey, I got a meeting coming up, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that's my day. It's not all the time. Most of the time it's pretty, it's pretty chill.
Yeah, it's just,
You're like, well, how long do you think you take? And you're like, oh, that's 2 days, 3 days, whatever.
Like, cool, yeah, well, 3:00. That's
yeah.
when we need it. Yeah, but you know, those jobs too, it's always a bummer because most of the time you feel like you didn't even get a chance.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like dang, dude, I didn't even have a chance to like actually put some
yeah.
time into something.
Yeah, and you wanted, every time you want to put in your best work,
Yeah.
and that's always hard. I know what you mean. Like that. Getting close. Getting materials on everything now. Yeah, Schmittensons.
Schmiedenson's disease.
Let's see. Hi, I'm Toot. I love design, but I don't understand any English. Just came to get inspired. Well, you can't understand me, but welcome. We love you. Mwah. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We're making monsters because we're sickos. What do we think about Blender, Matt?
Why me?
Matt.
Why? What do you think about the software you don't use, Matt? Dude, apparently it's awesome. That is all I know. Everything I see, I'm like, what the hell? Like you can do
Yeah, it's not.
everything in this everything in this software.
Yeah, I mean, I've picked it up. It's very cool. You can do a lot of stuff. It still has a frustrating learning curve for me. And that is because I was taught on Maya at Gnomon. So like Maya was like all my muscle memory is put into Maya,
Mhm.
and Maya related software. So like that's what I've got. So yeah, so Blender is still hard for me to pick up, like where I want to feel like I sit down and pick it up because it's so backwards for me. That said, if you're just learning 3D, like yeah, pick it up. It's free. Like just do it. Pick it up. It's awesome. So, um, and I'm always surprised. Like I open it up and there's great toolkits and the community, the marketplace is really cool. So you can definitely go that way too. So I think it's a great little program, and it's free. That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how free it is.
It's very free.
Super free, man.
It's not unfree.
Yeah, that it is not unfree. That's true.
It's not unfree. Unfrizzle.
Unfree Bogart.
Unfree your mind. Working to epic music just makes everything better.
I can't hear it, so
You can't hear it. Oh, that's cool. I can hear it for me, and I guess that's all that matters.
I've had
Okay,
a pretty
cool.
bad time. Yeah.
You're having a bad time. Oh, you're just sitting
Mhm.
there. Remember when I taught? Remember when I said like, just work with your head out in the open. No music, no
Just
nothing.
put your head right out in the open.
Torture. Just make it a torturous, unpleasant experience. We're about to start another term soon.
Oh yeah.
My last term I had 5 students, and my next term I have 13.
Oh wow. Nice. It's
Every one of
exciting.
them a ham sandwich.
All
Crazy.
of them sentient ham sandwiches are taking
All of them are
over.
my little hams.
My little baby hams.
I want to color this. Realize my guy is off screen. You can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, I learned Blender right now. So many tutorials, good community. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of free information out there. So, like, why wouldn't you want to pick it up? Because it's awesome. I feel that what's happening for Blender, what happened for Blender, is now happening for Unreal. So that community around Unreal is being built up as well. See it in tutorials for opening up Unreal, doing all that stuff.
How to open Unreal.
Press L to open Unreal. Just grab your C drive, put it in delete. Put it in the trash can, hit delete.
Put it in the trash can, hit delete, and call your dad.
What you do is you unplug your computer and take it outside.
The crazy thing is that you're just so right. That is exactly how you do that.
You just have to take it outside and kick it.
Sometimes you got to kick your PC.
You got to kick your PC, take it outside, kick it, set it on fire.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. Getting there. Getting close. I don't know. How do you feel about Blue Baby Face?
Let's check it out.
I mean, is that cool enough? I don't know. I'll let it sit for a second. It's got a blue baby. I don't know.
I mean, I like it. Do you have a curvature on there or something?
I do. I have a curvature.
I think it might be a little too distracting. I don't know though.
But
I mean, the blue is good.
The blue is good. You like the blue?
I like the blue.
Okay.
It has kind of like a.
Oh, you know what? I had a texture plugged in that.
Like a porcelain. I would imagine it being some sort of porcelain or something.
Maybe I have some foot skin.
You need that foot skin.
Yellow's kind of fun because that's kind of like a caked on painty kind of look, and that's a more accessible kind of color. It's pretty fun. Let's grab like a bump. A bump? We're gonna grab a bumpy. A bump. Let's see. Need a bump. We need a bump. Yeah, I like it. I like the gold leaking eyes.
Yeah, the whole gold thing is pretty sick looking.
It's pretty disturbing. I thought about going gold with the horns as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see. What do you think? Nah. No, I don't think we're gonna go.
No, yeah. I mean, unless you make it really rough or something to pick up the highlights, maybe.
I just want to have a ham sandwich. Is that all? Is that wrong?
We need the hammy sandwich.
I just want my friends to bring me a ham sandwich every once in a while. Nothing wrong with that. Letting the madness in, right? That's a little part of the secret sauce. You just got to be just crazy enough, not too crazy, because then you're not productive.
Yeah, and then you're also not employable.
You're not employable. You go too crazy off the spectrum, then you're like, That's not good.
It's
But
bad.
the key is to be just like crazy enough to where you can make sick monsters and feel good about it. So I feel like a lot of the best artists, they're crazy, but it's like a manageable kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hammy sandwich.
Little baby hammy.
Connor,
Hammy.
what's up, man? Is this the node editor all in Keyshot? Yes, this is all Keyshot. Let me open it up for you. All right, so everything I'm doing is just tileable textures and whatnot. For example, let's say I want to get some curvature on the hands here, the fingers. So right now the fingers are a little dull. Let's add some texture to it, right? So double click on it, open up the material graph. And then boom, you got your material graph. Very, very clean, very easy. I have this tileable texture, which is piped into my overall texture. I'm going to start adding some interest. So Matt and I will talk about curvature as one of our kind of like favorite texture buddies. I don't know. He's our texture buddy.
Texture buddies.
He's our little texture buddy. His name is Curvature. He sits on your couch. I don't know. So, all right. So now I've got my texture. I've got the curvature piped in, so you can see that it's working. We've got this orange color in the cavity and purple color for anything positive, like facing outward. So when you click on it, that's what's happening here. I'm going to pipe this into the positive. So now that color texture is coming through, I'm going to pipe it into 0 curvature as well. So basically all I want is my color curvature from the negative, and I'll pipe another texture in there. So usually like a rust is probably pretty good. So now that's sitting in the cavities here. And you can, in the curvature settings, you can like up the radius, which is going to kind of blur it a little bit. And then cutoff is what's going to like spread it out. Like it's the spread from the cavity. So you can dial that up, and then you can even like really crank it up. You have to be able to, push it beyond 1 and see what happens. So if you have a lot of cutoff or a little bit of cutoff, you'll get different looks for that. Radius too. So it's like dialing radius and curvature together. So now I've got that rust texture sitting in all the cavities, and that'll start to show up here. So layering on textures this way, right? It's a nice start. So now I've got that. Let's add something else in there. So this time I'm going to add a utility. We're going to add a color, not adjust. We might need that for later. We're going to add a color composite. So color composite, that's going into our texture. And now this curvature, that's being piped into the source. So that leaves us with an open slot here in the background. And this time I'm going to use a speckled rust. This rust tileable. This one is actually one Olson gave to me. Olson came up with all the best techies.
Mm.
And so now that that's on, I have to set the blending source. Think of it like a layer in Photoshop. And I'm setting that to soft light, and you'll see that start to pop up. So now with that speckled rust on top, that kind of will act like freckles or mottling. Mottling.
Not to be confused with
Modeling. Modeling. So now that I have that rust on there, so that's kind of like adding some like pockmarked texture to the skin. And that's that. That's all with like the node editor. So it's pretty sweet. There you go. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Looking nasty. Looking good and nasty. Matt, how's your guy? Ooh, he's got cups.
The man's got cups.
He's amazing. He's got 2 cups.
He's got cups. Yeah, you know, just kind of hanging out, seeing, you know, just adding some lighting options here, seeing what we like.
1 guy, 2 cups.
Oh no.
He's got Schmittensons, Your Honor.
You don't want Schmittensons.
Look, we've talked about Schmittensons before. But like that's pretty much, I'm feeling like this is it. Like we're getting close. I like that lighting, that underlining is really cool too.
Oh yeah, that's looking great, man. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much there.
Looks great, man.
We want to add some like lighting stuff to it. Should I like? Do you think like an underlight would help?
I mean, what's your framing? Yeah,
Well,
I think it looks. I don't know. It looks cool as like whenever you back up and you can kind of just see everything.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a sense of scale because you have those. Like, look at that. That thing looks like huge, right? Yeah. I mean, some side lights, maybe some sort of rim light, or you can always have a kick-ass bounce light coming from the bottom.
I do like kick-ass bounce lights. And then also I have your smoke in there too.
I'm about to do the same exact.
You were gonna do the smoke, see that, and what's kind of cool is it kind of looks like he's barfing the smoke, so it's like melting from his mouth too.
He's barfing the smoke.
He's barfing it. So I thought it'd be fun if I either try like it's a black ooze, which would kind of be cool.
Yeah, some sort of tarry gross form.
Tarry gross forms.
What's up, everybody? We're tarry gross forms.
We're tarry gross forms. Yeah, it's fun, but it covers up the rest of the mouth. I do like tarry black ooze though.
Oh yeah, I mean hit it with that smoke. See what it looks like.
Smoke. I've tested the smoke. It looks great, dude. That trick was awesome. Sometimes what I'll do to get like an interesting bump effect is I'll grab like a smoke, like a smoke effect, and that'll add some like weird tarry goodness. Throwing that into the bump.
That's cool.
If you want that like Venom look, like
throwing that into
symbiotic,
the bump.
Throw that in the bump. But we came here for the smoke.
You don't want the smoke, bro.
You don't want the smoke, bro. Okay? You don't want that. Yes.
Nice.
So enjoyable. I don't know about you, man, but it's nice to do something out of our usual.
Yeah, I mean, mainly just having fun at that point, just having a good time. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about here.
Okay, and where is this? I don't even remember where it is.
Get
Scattering
that,
medium. Some sort of
out here living, trying to avoid that Schmittensons.
It's just something you really don't want,
It's not for the faint of heart.
For the faint of heart.
For the faint of heart. Droids for sale. Josh Herman is in the house.
Josh, what's up?
Josh Herman. Schmittensons. Yes. Matt, what's your favorite part of the process?
What is my favorite part of the process?
Yeah, do you like seeing the render come together? You like the building? You like the paint overs? Is there a part of it that just like is especially enjoyable?
As far as the whole process goes, I think, definitely doing those final touches on a production model all the way from like the second you get into like texture painting and stuff like that, and like really like identifying your materials and engine and stuff, that's always just the funnest part for me. Like, and it's also the most challenging part, right? Like the sculpting and all that stuff is really, really fun. The concept is really fun, but then damn.
When you're down in the weeds, when you're in it. See, like this shot's kind of fun. Like you saw this in the forest. That direct.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hi. You caught me worshiping my chalice. How embarrassing. So my name is
I am so embarrassed right now.
This is so embarrassing. This never happens. This was a happy accident where I accidentally put this gold on the wings, and I'm going to stick with that.
Feels good.
Actually, he's got the Schmittensons. Happy accidents, baby.
It's the only way forward.
And the only way backwards. This is also cool without all the lights.
Yeah, just the candlelight's dope.
It's weird. It's weird, creepy. Sick nasties.
Fucking fat nasties.
Fat nasties. Fat nasties.
Fat nasties.
Fat nasties. Fat nasties. Yeah, lighting is always kind of I really enjoy that process now. When I was a student at Gnomon, lighting was something I really struggled with, and now it doesn't bother me so much.
Yeah, it looks great, man.
Thanks, dude. That's like I say, it's something you work on, and you just try and get better at it. Get those fat nasties. Yes. Building out the world a little bit. So now I've started incorporating mega scans into all my stuff. So
cool.
Yeah. Like I'm starting to build out a library so I can, learn Unreal and start picking that up as well. Because it would be really fun to learn. But I thought bringing in Megascans into Keyshot, into ZBrush Keyshot, would also help, and it's also been pretty pleasing. Like it's worked out pretty well. So I'm excited to push that a little bit more.
Yeah, I need to upgrade my version for sure, so I can get a little more UV workflow in there. But it's also fun just making like tileable textures and just throwing them on there. And
yeah, well, you know, it does a lot anyway. Yeah, I'm excited to start diving into Unreal. I'm actually putting Elden Ring away for a little bit just so I can just, you know, after work dive into Unreal a little bit. I'll go through phases of like, I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything, I just want to like relax and be a person. And then I'll go through like, I want to learn this software, I got to do this, I want to do this. I'm getting the itch to print again as well.
And yeah, I started engineering a model yesterday, actually. Starting to heat up a little bit out here, so we can get back to it.
I'm excited. Maybe we can we'll go over our 3D print process as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just you know, throw it in there and hope it works. You're like, well, I hope this works.
This is not gonna go well, and then it doesn't go well.
Marcus, I'm playing Elden Ring on PS5, but
you have a PS5?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I got one. You never told me that. I never believed it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a long time ago. I think over a year ago, I guess.
You got him when it came out?
Not whenever it came out, but not too soon after. I just spammed. I was in the line waiting for days and days and days and days. Like every day I was trying like X amount of times, you know, and finally got one.
That's amazing. So you've been playing it on PS5?
Oh yeah, looks great.
I don't know if it's how different it is on PS4.
I mean,
I assume because it's a PS5, it's like mega super awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, man. It looks incredible.
Let's see. Oh, I do have a backlight. Hello, backlight.
Hello, backlight.
Hello, backlight. If it isn't my old foe, backlighting.
If it isn't my old foe, backlighting.
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 Backlighting. It's you. I knew it was you.
I knew it was you all along, backlighting.
Damn it, backlighting. Not here. Not in the office.
SJ for Spiral. Man, gonna have to talk to someone.
We gotta talk to some people about this.
Yeah, that's that hurts.
It really it's like not helpful at all.
I mean, it's been the same shortcut for the last like 7 years. What is happening? Is the splash brush still around? Is that in there somewhere still?
Splash?
Yeah. Do you have to like go to? Do you have to go to?
You mean the actual like droplets? The
Yeah, didn't they have some sort of little?
No, that was one I found.
Because that was just one that you found, huh?
That was one that I found.
So you're just taking all the credit for my stories now.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean that's cool. That's cool.
No.
No. Let's go. No, let's go.
Look.
No, I'm not even gonna look. I don't believe it.
Don't look.
Let me see.
Wait.
I'm looking. Are you showing? No, I thought you were gonna look. Okay,
no,
I'm not looking.
Splash brush. You mean like water droplets?
I thought there was a splash brush.
Not one that comes like stock.
I thought there was one that came stock.
There's
Like
that.
a couple of years ago.
I don't think there's one that came stock with it.
Let's see. Well, I am really sorry for all of that false information.
Oh, I'm really disappointed.
Hey, man, join the club.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start doing some rendies. The smoke effect, man, is really cool.
It's a fun thing for sure. Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, I would like to art direct it. You know, I would art direct it a little bit more and, you know, add some like puffy wavies. But we're gonna say goodbye to this guy after tonight, so because we got to move on and do other things.
Well, they technically
We got to
are
do
called
a crab.
puffy wavy.
We got to do
The
what
holy
did
crab.
you say it was?
The holy crab.
The holy crab.
Yeah, but you got to find your own version of the holy crab.
No.
I
I was gonna go. I actually had something that I was kind of thinking about. So we'll just plug that in there, and we'll just grow it out from there. So I think it'll be cool.
Either that, or at the very last minute, we should just completely change what we're doing.
so Matt and I,
these turned out great.
So Matt and I, before we go on, I mean, you'd think we would be like planners, but we're happy accidents guys. Like we'd be like, okay, this week we're doing this and this and this and this. No, like, bro, we're going on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
What are we doing? But we, you know, and then we get obsessed with something.
Yeah, you know, like these turned out great.
These well, it's like again, it's a fun way to like just do something a little different. I would like to do some cultists at some point.
Oh, like
very simple hood and robes, but like some masks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can do some, you know, going on behind it. You know, like let the mask do the work, but there's like some creature elements like kind of coming around it. Maybe like a creature creature fingers that are holding on to the mask inside the hood. You know what I mean?
I like it. It feels good.
It feels good.
It feels good.
It feels good on the inside.
On the inside.
On the inside, sir, he's got Schmittensons.
Your Honor. Oh my God, Your Honor.
This man is a farce. I've always wanted to like barge in somewhere and say like, this is a farce.
This is a farce.
I don't know. Have you ever, like, wouldn't that be so fun? You just barge in somewhere. This whole thing is a farce.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the DMV, sir. And you're like, this is all a farce.
You heard me the first time.
Heard me. And most people, I think, would applaud.
Yeah. There would be
you know what? He's right.
Huge applause.
So now we're just doing some different camera angles, different shots. Forgot to add bloom, so I'm going to add some bloom.
Your eyes are the size of the bloom.
I've already got chromatic aberration. Do I have some vignette? Let's play with the camera. That boy's got Schmittensons. Dude, that's looking great. I like
Thanks,
the light.
man.
I like that weird underlining.
Almost. Oh well. Yes, it's midnight. I'm gonna be calling it here in a second, man.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm getting close to that road.
I'm getting close to that road.
We did a Discord last night with Adam on the
Oh,
Gnomon.
cool.
And that was really fun because they were prospective Gnomon students coming in, so they wanted to know like what to expect. And do you remember that feeling when you were just a little squishy?
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. It was scary too, like especially like applying and then checking the mail every day for like however long it felt like years waiting to see if you'd gotten into the program. Good times. Back when we were young.
And now when we were young. And now we are not young.
It's true.
We are olds. Yeah, I'll have to toy with this guy a little bit tomorrow. Like throw like Photoshop some fire over it, just so it's actually looks a little bit more legit.
Yeah, it's looking awesome.
It's very creepy. Whenever you have like a baby face, baby faces or doll faces, always
baby
scary babies. But for kit bashing this guy together very quickly turned out pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think what is two sessions?
3. You were off for one, and we had Adam Milicevic.
Yeah, because I think probably one more session I'd be done with this guy for sure. But I mean, he's done enough for right now. Absolutely.
Yeah, we have. Oh, there it is. It died.
Is it happening?
Yeah, it crashed. Just there.
Bad. There it is.
Good timing. So that's the universe. Oh well.
All right, man.
So yeah, we're gonna call it there, and let's see. Let's go back. There we go. So Matt, that turned out pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's good. It's getting there, for sure.
And mine was on its way until.
Got to work on getting these arms kind of breaking the silhouette a little more, so that they can interact with the light. But I'm digging both of them. It's looking good.
All right, Matt. Well, it's late there, and we're gonna go from here. So thank you all for coming and hanging out.
Thanks for hanging, guys.
Keep making monsters. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to get a hold of me and Matt, easiest way is find me on Twitty. MonsterMatt042. Matt Millard is also on Twitty. Itchy Tasty. Tell us your deepest, most personal secrets.
Share with us your hams.
Share your milk with us.
And your milk.
And then thank you to Lenovo, our sponsor. Thank you to Gnomon School of Visual Effects. And good night. Keep making monsters, baby. We love you.
Later, guys.